us pray. Almighty God, we bow down before thee in humble obedience and dependence. We pray thee, grant us the grace to respect each other this day in all our consultations, that our deliberations today shall take place in the spirit of mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor thy name in all we think, do, and say. Almighty God, we pray thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Are there any messages from the head of state? Any petitions? Reports of standing or select committees? Other reports and papers? Oh, there is a report. Oh, yes, Honorable Ita.
Honorable Speaker, I lay upon on the table for discussion and consideration by this August House the report for Standing Committee on Economy and the Industry Public Administration and Planning on the Stakeholder Interface and Oversight Workshop held in August 2025 in Swakopmund, and engagement with the Bank of Namibia and Productivity Task Force on Energy Namibia. I so move.
Thank you. May the Honorable Member please table the report. Notices of questions. Notices. Oh, Honorable Kandorodu, I was shocked that we did not have notice of questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 9th of October 2025, I shall ask the Minister of Justice and Labour, Honorable Y.S. Emmanuel. Mines are increasingly outsourcing employees to contractors to cut costs, leading to the erosions of permanent jobs, reduced workers' rights, and a decline of job security, as highlighted by the Mines Workers Union of Namibia. This happens at Rossing Mine, and it seems Husab Mine are planning to do the same. The government needs to address this growing issue. Imagine if someone's basic salary was for 17,000, after being handed over to the contractor, you will be getting 10,000. This is affecting employees negatively. They end up losing their properties such as houses or cars because they can't afford anymore. It seems to be a new system taking over the mining industry, or for the parent company to cut on cost. Back in 2017, it happens at Scorpion Zinc, whereby it outsourced the mining workforce to a contractor company, Basal Reed Mining, so this affects their salary scales. Since these contractor companies pay way low salary than the parent company. This year, Rossing Uranium started the same process, again with mining. By next year, the entire operations will be taken over by the Beifang Mining Company from China. I therefore pose these questions to the Honorable Minister. Is the Minister aware about this new development of erosion of permanent jobs in the mining sectors? If yes or no, what are you going to do about this? How many mines in Namibia have already outsourced their workers to the contractors, and how many workers have been affected, and how many will be affected into the future? Will you please name the perpetrators of these job erosions in the mining sectors? Finally, when will the Minister develop regulations to protect employees' rights and financial stability from unfair labor practices by the mining companies? I so submit.
Can the honourable member please table the question? I will recognize Honourable Ricando. Oh.
Thank you, Honourable
Sorry,
Speaker.
honourable members, if I call you before the other member sits and the member is between the presiding officer, just wait a bit.
All right.
Okay, you may proceed now.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 16th of October 2025, I shall ask the Honourable Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism the following questions. Youth empowerment in SWAPO government is a priority, while youth unemployment in Namibia is a crisis. Yet, the tourism sector offers significant potential for job creation and entrepreneurship. Despite this, government programs have not sufficiently equipped young people with skills, nor have they ensured meaningful access to opportunities in tourism, particularly in rural areas. Honourable Minister, how many young Namibians have been employed in tourism over the past 5 years?
Tell us.
What programs exist to equip youth with skills for tourism jobs?
Nothing.
Considering the sector's recovery challenges, what new strategies is the ministry putting in place to ensure tourism becomes a key engine for youth job creation, skills development, and entrepreneurship?
Continue.
How many youth-owned tourism businesses have received government support or concession allocations? What measures are being taken to ensure that youth from marginalized and rural communities also benefit from opportunities in tourism? Honourable Speaker, I so submit.
Thank you. Honourable member may please table. Honourable Kalangula.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 16th of October 2025, I shall ask the Minister of Works and Transport the following questions. Honourable Minister, search and rescue is an operation normally coordinated by a Rescue Coordination Centre or a Rescue Sub-Centre using available personnel and facilities to locate persons in distress, retrieve such persons, provide for their initial medicals or other needs, and deliver them to a place of safety. Namibia has always relied on South Africa to attend to search and rescue when an aircraft crashes on Namibian soil. The LAM Mozambique airline passenger plane crash, flight Tango Mike 470, at Babwata National Park on the 29th of November 2013 was an eye-opener that suggested that we needed our own search and rescue department as it was not in existence before the accident. Thereafter, a 5-year plan was put in place to establish a search and rescue department. Offices were located at Eros Airport. Personnel, pilots, and air traffic controllers were trained as search and rescue officers, costing government money. The trained personnel became redundant until they got seconded to the Namibian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. Honourable Minister, it is based on this background that I now ask the following questions. Number one, what happened to the plans to establish a search and rescue department in the Ministry of Works and Transport? Number two, why train Namibians for the purpose of operations of that department and leave them hanging? Is this not a waste of human resources and money? Number three, since Namibia is still reliant on South Africa for search and rescue, which other aviation services does South Africa and other private companies, perhaps from South Africa, offer to Namibia? I so submit, Honourable Speaker.
The honourable member may please table the question. recognize Honorable Mbuti. Honorable Mbuti.
Thank you, Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 16th of October 2025, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, Honorable Emma Kantema, the following questions. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for the 2025-2026 financial year, this ministry has been allocated 473.6 million, of which 455.3 million has been for operational costs and 18.3 million for capital projects, such as center renovations and youth infrastructure. Despite this increased funding, an increase of 8 billion, the ministry continues to struggle with severe shortages of skilled personnel, constant budgetary constraints, and frequent delays in policy implementation and project rollouts. Honorable Speaker, Namibians deserve clarity on whether budgeted resources are fully translating into empowerment, protection, and social transformation. Honorable Speaker, I therefore respectfully ask the Honorable Minister the following questions. For the 455.3 million operation budget, what share is set aside for hiring, training, and keeping social workers, GBV experts, and ECD staff? Can the Minister share the latest staffing numbers by region and explain why rural areas still lack workers despite more funding? Number two, UNICEF says about 0.5% is about 160 million over 6 years was underspent due to delays and red tape. What steps has the ministry taken this year to fix these issues? And when will full use of the budget for social protection be achieved? The lastly one, number three, nearly 500 million is allocated, but no public report shows how funds are divided across grants, ECD centers, rural projects, or GBV programs. Will the minister publish a full financial breakdown by program, by region, and when will it be released? I so submit.
The honourable member may please table the questions. I recognize Honorable Lutuhezi.
No, it's me. It's me. It's me, Mbundu.
Oh,
Yeah,
my list is saying Honorable Lutuhezi. That's Honorable who?
Mbundu.
Honorable Bundu. Okay,
Yes.
you may take the floor, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the floor that you have given to me. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 16th of October 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism, Honorable Indilen Daniel, the following. In a recent day, the nation was watched on in disbelief on frames devoted in a significant portion of our flagship conservation jewel, the Etosha National Park, the heritage site that embodies the very soul of Namibians, biodiversity, and a pillar of our tourism economy. While the public is still trying to come to terms with the magnitude of this ecological disaster, media report quoting the ministry's own Director of Parks and Wildlife, Mr. Bernard Kaure, have revealed the tragedy of loss of wildlife, including elephant, giraffe, and even a rhino cow. Honorable Minister, such a report have generated both national sorrow and deep uncertainty regarding to accuracy and transparency of information coming from your ministries. I therefore raise to ask the following question. Number one, can the statement attributed to your director in the media today be considered an official and reliable account of this situation in Etosha? Number two, if it's so, when can this Honorable House and Namibian people expect a detailed and comprehensive report from your office detailing precisely what happened, who commissioned or conducting this investigation, and whether in preliminary findings have been made public? Number three, what has the ministry established as definitive cause of this devastating fire, and can you confirm whether human negligence or illegal activities such as charcoal production were involved? What lesson has your ministry drawn from the strategy, particularly in relation to Namibian broader fire management, strategic inter-agency coordination, and early warning system within the protected area? The last question, what concrete policy and operational reform you are planning to implement immediately to ensure that such preventable catastrophe does not reoccur, especially given that climate change to increase the frequency and intensity of wildfire of our fragile ecosystem? Honorable Speaker, honorable members, so Honorable Minister, Namibia's environment, integrity, and global conservation depend on clear answer and visionable action. This House indeed, the people deserve to know whether Etosha strategy was an action of a nature or failure of governance of both. Honorable Speaker, with this view, I so submit.
Thank you. The honorable member may please table the... Yes. Wait a moment. Let the honorable member please bring the questions. Maybe, I don't know why it is not coming to you, because it seemed to not have gone to Honorable Luthezi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's making a point of privilege. Can he just make the point? Oh, the system is not there, honorable member. So now, honorable member...
From the Honorable Minister of Health, from the Honorable Minister of Health, if we have a new type of COVID perhaps, or we have new masks in the market, we see the Honorable Deputy Minister wearing some weird stuff. Are we okay? Are we safe? Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, okay, honorable member. Okay, now when you make that a question to the Minister of Health, and the others were asking questions, it's no longer a point of privilege. So that one would have to wait, but what I need to tell the House is, I have noted the object on the face of Honorable Navas Staele, and I have asked her through the cell phone. She's concerned about the flu, yes, and we have organized a mask for her.
All right.
Okay. Yes, very good, thank you. So now, Honorable Luthezi.
Honorable Speaker, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 9th of October 2025, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, Honorable Emma Kantema, the following. According to the latest National Development Plan, Namibia has only one social worker for close to for close to 20 need. Of the 270 government posts allocated for social workers in child protection, more than half are vacant. But there is a part we don't talk about enough, that is burnout. Social workers are the backbone of our social safety net, often exposed to daily trauma of others, children facing abuse and neglect, women experiencing gender-based violence, people living with disability, and families struggling with poverty, addiction, or displacement. They serve on the front lines, supporting, healing, and holding broken lives together. Yet, too often, they do so without receiving the psychological or institutional support they themselves need. They are the frontliners. They are the healers. But I ask, who heals the healers? This lack of support is not just a moral issue. It is driving many experienced social workers to resign from government service in search of more sustainable working conditions in the private sector. When caseloads are overwhelming and mental health is neglected, it is not only the workers who suffer, but also the vulnerable communities they serve. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I therefore ask the following. What systems are in place to support the mental health of social workers? Are their current workloads sustainable? What investments are being made in trauma support and professional care for them? And lastly, how can we ensure that those caring for our most vulnerable are not forgotten themselves? I so submit.
The honourable member may please table the questions. Very good. I recognize Honorable Brinkman.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
No referring to the Honorable member in that way.
I hereby give notice.
Honorable Brinkman, please proceed.
I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 16th October 2025, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Health, Honorable Lubindao, the following. Honorable Speaker, since 2007, the tireless dedication of thousands of TB field promoters has been a lifeline in our fight against tuberculosis, yet they find themselves trapped in a cycle of annual contracts. How can they plan their future when their livelihood hangs in the balance each year? My question, is the ministry perhaps waiting for the day when tuberculosis is eradicated to dismiss these dedicated professionals rather than recognizing their essential role in managing and combating this persistent public health challenge? Honorable Speaker, despite their work being overseen and funded by the Ministry of Health, TB field promoters are excluded from essential benefits, including pension contributions, medical aid, and eligibility for overtime pay, even when they are working past 11 in the night with outreach teams. Will the Honorable Minister explain why these contracted workers, whose salaries are paid from the ministry's budget, are denied the same benefits and overtime entitlements as permanent government employed staff? Secondly, it has come to light that it has formally reclassified TB field promoters as health assistants, upgrading their position from grade 15 to grade 13 without any adjustment to their salaries up to date. The ministry also agreed a 5% salary increase last year and retroactive back pay to them. As we speak, no payment has been made. Can the Honorable Minister please clarify and confirm when the ministry will align their job rating with appropriate remuneration and when they can expect their back pay as it was agreed. Lastly, on average, Honorable Minister, 2 to 3 TB field promoters contract tuberculosis annually due to high occupational exposure inherent in their duties. Will the Minister detail what occupational health and safety measures, such as TB screening, compensation, and/or insurance are in place to protect these workers, and outline any compensation or support provided to those who fall ill on duty? So I submit.
Thank you, Honorable. Please table the questions, Honorable Member. So, Honorable MPs, the members who are posing questions sometimes don't hear me when I ask them to applaud too soon. So allow them time to hear me, direct them, and then you applaud after that. Yeah, very good, thank you. Yes. Honorable Lucato.
Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, and the leaders of all political parties, good day.
Good day.
I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 16th of October 2025, I shall ask the Right Prime Minister, point of correction, Right Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Mines and Energy, Honorable Natangwe Itete, the following. Honorable Speaker, since the ministry and yourself as in charge of the ministry, mine and minerals in this country, my question is as follows. Honorable Minister, I want to know about the mine which was offered to the government of Republic of Namibia by the Democratic Republic of Congo during the term of the late founding president, Dr. Sem Nayoma. Was the so-called mine in question a gift from the DRC, or was it a donation or a sponsorship from the DRC? And who is the beneficiary of the mine between the government of the Republic of Namibia and the individual citizens of Namibia? The last one, I would also want to know mines in Namibia owned by Namibians, individuals, and those owned by foreigners. If owned by foreigners, is it a lease agreement or by ownership agreement? Honorable, can you find out and come back with the I so submit, Honorable.
Honorable Member, may please table the question.
Thank you.
Honorable Lucato can never say that. He's very disciplined. Thank you. I now recognize Honorable Jonas.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I don't know if it's a point of privilege, but I need your guidance. The Honorable Kadorondu posed a question. Kadorondu. Yeah, Kadorondu. He posed a question which is under, let me quote first maybe the rule. Rule 131.3. 131.3, and I will read. Question might not refer to or require the discussion of proceedings of a committee not yet reported to the House. The Standing Committee on Poverty, Eradication, Labor and Industrial Relations is busy with the same topic. The Honorable Member have posed a question to the Honorable Minister. I need your guidance because the report is soon to come. A detailed report will soon come to this House.
Okay, thank you very much. So what we will do is, front desk, please, you would assist me to look at the question that was tabled by Honorable Kandorodu, and then we will confirm with the committee to find out whether the query is on the same issue that is under consideration. And then I'll make a ruling after that.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Honorable Haikola. Okay, Honorable Kandorodu. Honorable Kandorodu, you... Oh, okay, then Honorable Haikola first.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My question goes to the Health Minister, Honorable Dr. Lubindao. It's on the recent U.S. CDC funding cuts to HIV/AIDS program, and it's mainly focusing on the health assistant. Honorable Minister, the President in April stated that Namibia will continue where U.S. aid left off. This came after the President had an interview with an international international media, where the President said that Namibia will take off after the U.S. President cut off the assistance that was given. Now, the issue is that a lot of health assistants remain unemployed. And these are the people that have served the ministry for more than 10 years, and they were trained for HIV/AIDS, rapid test, as well as TB, and all other important training that they received. And this is the reason why in 2024, Namibia was recognized by World Health Organization for achieving the silver tier on the path to eliminate mother-child to transmission. This means that these people really played a big role. Honorable Minister, I'm also aware that the pharmacists, the enrolled nurses, and the nurses are absorbed, together with Kavango region and Kavango West. But the health assistant in Oshana, Ohangwena, Oshikoto, and Yerongo, they are still unemployed. Now, as the prayer stated, that we need to find solutions to the issues in the house. Honorable Minister, what are we going to...
Can you wind up the question, please?
Yes. Thank you, Speaker. My question is, what intervention is the ministry currently taking or doing so that these people could also, the health assistant could also be absorbed by the government, since other professions such as nurses, as I've mentioned, the pharmacists are already absorbed. So, and it's also, it makes it very difficult for this health assistant, because the posts that are now currently advertised are just senior position, enrolled nurse, registered nurse, and medical officers. What are we going to do with this health assistant specifically? Thank you so much, Minister.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, Honorable Kandorodu, I think you did pose a question earlier today, isn't it? No, yes, but you did pose a question. Because according to the rules, the rules, each member has only one chance to pose a question. And the rule does not say only one chance for a written question, and you can have other chances for oral agent question. So the rules... Now, okay, now on what point are you raising, Honorable Member? Yes.
On privilege.
No, the rules are saying the presiding officer would interpret the rules and make a ruling, you know, but because we have never really dealt with that thing, I will exercise my discretion and allow you to pose a question, but I want us to note that. Yeah, Honorable Kandorodu, you may go ahead.
Your discretion also give me 1 extra minute. My oral agent question goes to the Prime Minister. Are you aware that in 1989, the ruling party SWAPO signed an agreement with Eastern Germany to 1989.
Okay.
You were not born by then. So listen, some of us we were there.
Okay, Honorable Kandorodu, I think you are now out of order, because the rules.
Okay. Let me rephrase it.
The rules provide that MPs may ask questions to members of the executive on matters that relate to their mandate. Okay. Now, if you have a government that is established after independence, and now you want to ask questions that relate not to the activities of government, but an activity of an organization that was not in charge of governance, okay, I think there you are out of order.
Let me rephrase it.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
rephrase it.
Thank you. The floor is mine.
Allow him to
The floor is
rephrase.
mine.
Let the honorable member rephrase, please. Yeah. We have 20 minutes for oral urgent questions. 5
The
minutes
Namibian
ago
Parliament.
already.
No.
Honorable members, we have 20 minutes to ask and
In
answer.
2006, the Namibian Parliament moved a motion to recognize genocide. This was moved by the president of Muto, late Dr. Kwaima Rirwako. And then after that, when it comes to the implementations of this motion, the Minister of Justice then paid round about 40 million to the lawyer in the United States. And then after that, a motion to recognize a Genocide Remembrance Day was moved in this House by then the President of Swano. There was no any motion or a bill that was moved by the ruling party. Now, my question is, we are hearing that the current administration is paying for the lawyers to defend Germany not to be subpoenaed by the High Court of Namibia to come and testify on the current on the current case between...
Honorable member,
yes.
You are out of order. The matter is in court. And we cannot have questions.
No, it's about payment. It's about payment.
No. That's a principle. What you are questioning is the principle of the state defending itself in a case that is brought against it in a court of law, when that argument is being heard in a court of law. So, no, honorable member. No, honorable. No, honorable member. Honorable member, that issue is before the courts, and we cannot deliberate on it. No. Oh, now take your seat now. Yeah, okay, now we withdraw that one, Honorable Kandorodu. I know you know better than that. So you are not withdrawing. Okay, take your seat. Honorable members, can we now have answers to the questions that are put before we come to the list? Because I know we will never get to put all the questions and answer all of them. Now, the first question I think was by Honorable, is it Honorable Haikola? To the Minister of Point of Privilege. Okay. No, we are ruled out of order, Honorable Member, on that one. Yeah, so was the question by Honorable Haikola to the Minister of Health? Minister, you have the floor. What is it? Is it a point of privilege? Yes. Okay, I thought you were saying it's Honorable Kandorodo. Okay, Honorable Minister, a moment, yeah.
It's a point of privilege, but I think it speaks to procedure. Because I remember yesterday, we had the same issue that is now being raised. And we need assistance, I think, to understand, so that we have a common understanding of what is it that is meant by prejudicate, if a matter is before court. Because my understanding was, if discussing that matter would influence the decision of the court or the outcome of the court, then that is something that would be improper to discuss. But I don't know how that is even possible in our legal jurisdiction, considering the fact that we don't even have juries. Now, juries are the peers that would...
Honorable Member, can you round up?
Yes, I'm trying to round up. Juries are the peers who would ultimately deliver a verdict. In this case, we have competent judges, and I think we have done ourselves good. We have established a solid judiciary. So why do we want to believe that whatever goes in here would somewhat influence decisions of the courts?
Yes. Yeah. Honorable Member, I'm not a lawyer. I am only a presiding officer of the National Assembly that carries out the work in line with its rules. The rules did not give a motivation for why it is saying that. It only says a question or a deliberation cannot be had in the House on a matter that is before a court of law. That is sub judice. Yeah. So the matter is in court.
The cause.
Honorable members, can we please get the answers? Because otherwise we are not going to have any answers on these oral agent questions. Now, Honorable Minister of Health, I think the question was to you from Honorable Haikola.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member, for the question. Honorable Speaker, you might correct me if I'm wrong. I understand that the question is very important. So it is very important, definitely top priority of the ministry right now. But because of the nature of the question, and the reason I'm saying this is because, firstly, it's incorrect to state that only the health assistants have not been reabsorbed. That's not correct. So there are various other experts or sort of fields that have also not yet been absorbed. But you did say that the nurses, the pharmacists, and all of them have been reabsorbed, and therefore it's a... So not all of them have been reabsorbed. So what I'm saying is that it is a very important issue. However, because of the nature of it, and the fact that the ministry is urgently and hard at work trying to figure out how to restruct and reconstruct in order to ensure that, yes, we reabsorb, but also we make sure that we're not just keeping the same sort of positions that were there, but we redesign it according to what we need today. Because of that, if I can request that it's put in writing so that we can also have the courtesy of providing you a well-written, guided question that provides you exactly how we are handling it in terms of numbers, times, as well as dates. Thank you.
Thank you. So can an honorable member, please, you can put the question in writing
it's
next
not urgent
time.
at all.
Honorable April.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is actually to the Chief of Government Business in this House, because I think that's probably the only way how I can get this out here. Madam Speaker, I'm very worried. This House is being saturated with questions. And the key function, the key responsibility that we have is every time being shifted back and backwards. Therefore, my urgent oral question is to the Prime Minister. Is there probably not a way, because we cannot also say let people not ask questions, but the essence of the reason for the existence of this House is being neglected big time. I would like to therefore ask the question, is there not a possibility that we would probably find a way to minimize number of questions, not based on minutes, but on numbers, probably just 5 per day, and then we take it from there. That is my worry, because currently the public is waiting out there for us to deliver, for them to be ruled and governed efficiently in this country. And this gentleman must stop bringing rumors from Katutura and turn them into questions here. We don't have time for rumors here. Please.
Okay, thank you. Honorable members, the chief whips can meet, and they can meet with the Prime Minister as head of government administration, and they can make a proposal that can be considered, you know, for us to focus on whatever we agree is a priority. So I just want to say that. But we do have a time limit. We do have a time limit for oral agent questions, and it's 20 minutes. And now we have 11 minutes left. Yeah. The next person is Honorable Ehub. No point of order. There's no one on the floor. There is no one on the floor. You can't make a point of order unless it's a point of privilege. No. Unless if it's a point of privilege, you can't make a point of order. Oh, so you colleagues, you can never agree when somebody does not agree with you. Okay, point of privilege, 1 minute, please.
Whenever the honorable member is saying that we are coming here with rumors from Katutura as if Katutura is a place known for rumors. You must withdraw that one. Katutura is a dignified place. It's not a place of rumors. Please ask him to withdraw.
Yes, yes, honorable members, sir. Honorable members. Honorable members. Okay, okay. Honorable members. Honorable members. No. Honorable members, we can make this house orderly, or we can make it disorderly. The concerning thing that I observe is that each one of us notices when the other person acts out of order, but none of us acknowledge when our own action is out of order. And that's the unfortunate thing. So if we can all agree that whether it's wagging a finger at somebody or dressing in violation of the dressing code or making references that are unpleasant, all of them are out of the order. And when the presiding officer reminds us of that, let's all agree to cooperate. Okay? Can we agree? Honorable Kandorodu, you have spoken, you have posed already a question. Honorable Uthu? Oh yeah, Honorable Ehub. Yeah, it was with Honorable Ehub.
For the mic. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to ask an urgent oral question to the Right Honorable Prime Minister. If he is not disturbed by Honorable Veiko, please do not disturb the Right Honorable Prime Minister. I'd like to ask an urgent oral question to you. Prime Minister, there seems to be always a deliberate attempt of the executive arm of state to try and impose itself on the legislative arm of state. A perfect example is just the previous speaker, Honorable Mentos April, who is trying to lecture us not to ask questions. Now, we have been appointed by the citizens of Namibia to hold government accountable. We have been elected to hold government accountable. Therefore, I would like to ask you the following question. Speaker, please protect me. Speaker?
Yes, you are protected.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The foreign minister, Selma Ashipala, claims to represent, as a respondent in this document, Right Honorable Prime Minister, claims to represent the National Assembly, which is the legislative arm of state, and also claims to represent
Which
the
document is
Speaker.
that one, Honorable Aiken?
A document that I have in relation to the issue of genocide.
The court case.
The court case. Yes. I'm
So
not-
another
Speaker,
question again
Speaker,
on the court case.
Speaker,
Okay, let me hear it.
Please
Go ahead.
protect me against yourself.
No.
Please protect me against yourself.
I will rule according to the rules.
Yes.
Yeah. What is very
Speaker,
clear
I
is that
have not landed. I have not landed. Please
Okay. Just
protect
go
me
ahead,
against
Honorable
yourself.
Member, because you must.
So
wind
I'd
up
like to
also.
ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister, where does the unelected minister get power to act as a respondent on behalf of the legislative arm of state? A minister that does not even have any voting power. Where is the resolution, Right Honorable Prime Minister, that Parliament has granted to allow a non-voting member?
Honorable Member, you are out
to
of
speak
order.
on our
Your
behalf.
question is out of
Speaker,
order,
please,
Honorable Member.
please protect us against yourself.
Honorable Member,
Right
the question
Honorable
is
Prime
out of
Minister,
order.
the issue of genocide is a very, very sensitive issue.
Yes,
It is a
Honorable
pending
Member,
issue
we cannot
that
discuss
has to deal.
genocide.
No.
Questions.
Speaker, the Prime Minister is willing to answer.
Presiding officer is ruling
Speaker,
the question
protect
out
me
of
against
order.
yourself. Speaker, protect me against yourself.
Honorable Member, can you take your
Speaker, protect me against yourself.
Honorable Member, may you take your please.
The issue of genocide is a sensitive matter.
Can you take your
We have
seat,
lost
Honorable
our
Member?
elders. We have lost our ancestors.
My
This is
Honorable
a serious
Member,
matter.
can you take your seat,
And we
please?
will
Your
not be
question is
bullied
out
by
of order.
you.
No,
Please,
Honorable
no.
Member is out of order. We must comply with the rules.
Speaker,
No.
I have
You are
complied
out
with
of
the
order,
rules.
honorable member.
The Prime Minister is ready to answer.
The honorable, your question is ruled out by the presiding officer. The Prime Minister cannot answer a question that, no. No, it's just the matter. The matter is before the court. No. The presiding member, you are out of order now. You are arguing with the chair now. You are arguing with the chair now. No. Honorable member, you are out of order right now. You are out of order. Yes. Honorable member, you are out of order. No, you are out of order. The rule says when the presiding officer asks a member to stop with the proceedings and take their seat, the member will take the seat. You cannot continue to be on the floor after you are ordered to take your seat. No, please take your seat. No, take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat, honorable member. You are arguing with the chair. Take your seat. No, just take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat, honorable member. No. The honorable member must take his seat. Honorable member, take your seat. Yeah. No, you are out of order. You are out of order. You are out of order, honorable member. Honorable member, take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable, there is even a person making a point of order behind you and you are just standing. There is a person making a point of order. Take your seat.
Speaker, with all honesty, not to draw you back to yesterday, I think what was wise, the wise thing to do was for you to allow the urgent roll question to be posed yesterday. Now, the honorable member, Honorable Eikhoop, is basically inquiring on the mandate or whether this August House has resolved for the Minister of International Relations to actually dispose what she disposed as an affidavit. So the case,
member, you are not making a point of order.
Well,
you are making a point of privilege. You see, a point of order is when you are contradicting.
I never said the point. I never asked for a point of order.
Okay.
I stood in solidarity with the honorable member.
Okay, honorable member.
Yes.
On the basis of what you have said, I request you to please take your seat, and then I'll clarify the ruling that I'm making.
And if you don't clarify, we'll still call for a point of order.
The rule says when the presiding officer has made the ruling, there is no debate.
Yeah, but
that's what the rule is. Honorable member, can you please take your seat? Honorable member, can you take your seat so I can explain the ruling? No, I want to explain the ruling. Yeah, I will explain the ruling, and in terms of the rules, that matter will be considered dealt with, and we'll proceed. Yeah, that is, sub judice rule 93 sub 1. A member may not refer to any matter at all, on which a judicial decision in a court of law is pending, in such a way as may, in the opinion of the speaker, prejudice the interest of any party to the pending matter. And when you the presiding officer, honorable member, has made the ruling. We cannot argue after that. Otherwise, we are creating a precedent for Honorable Mashindange Michael. You now have the floor. You are ruled out of order, Honorable Eikhoop, please. Now we have 3 minutes left to pose urgent oral question and get an answer.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Speaker, for the floor. I'm rising, Speaker, to address this House, also including the Speaker, on the matters of importance.
Is that point of privilege?
Yes, it's privilege. I'm rising on privilege. This Constitution, Speaker, creates you and me. And I'm kindly asking you, as the leader of this institution of the state, to protect the provisions of this Constitution. Speaker, you have allowed a member to insult the very principles of this Constitution by alluding that it's rather annoying and wrong for the members of this side of the aisle to ask questions on matters of national importance. Yes. While the Namibian people decided at the polls to give us the number of seats that we all got through the elections. Because of this Constitution that has created you.
No, we created the Constitution. We, the Namibian people, authored the Constitution.
No, this Constitution...
We were never created by the Constitution.
No, the office. I'm talking about the offices that we all occupy. They are all a creation of this Constitution. Yes. I'm therefore asking you, Speaker, to rule that honorable member out of order. Thank you.
Honorable.
Speaker refused.
Honorable member. Honorable member Mwashindange. Honorable Mwashindange. You have a right to raise a point of concern, which you have raised, but you don't have a right to dictate to the presiding officer on how to rule on a matter that is of concern to you. That's the first one. The second one is, and that's on the substance of the point that you raised. I heard Honorable April saying our mandate as a National Assembly is broader than asking questions. And he is saying he is worried that the questions is taking up more time, crowding out other items which are of equal importance. And then it is allowed under the rules here, it is allowed under the rules here that the rules here are providing that the Secretary of the National Assembly would set the order of the day. They are given the flexibility to set the order of the day as she sees appropriate in consultation with the Speaker. So it practically means we can reverse the order and the questions will no longer be in the place where they are. So that shows that there is flexibility to enable the presiding officer to ensure that the multiplicity of issues that are part of the mandate of the House receive equal attention. No, I have ruled on that matter. Now we have only 1 minute, so if there is a member that can ask a question in 1 minute, no, honorable members, now okay, honorable member, the rules are also saying the presiding officer may, if he or she finds that a question, point of order or point of privilege is intending to pursue objectives other than what is meant here, the presiding officer can rule that out of order. Yeah, honorable, because you didn't speak. Because I think that your point of order and the whatever is arguing with the presiding officer. No, honorable, we are done. We have another person on the floor. Yeah.
Honorable.
Please proceed, honorable member.
I truly just want to remind you once more that you are our speaker. That political jacket, pack it outside.
Honorable member. No, honorable member, I have to make a ruling on the issue. You can't just get up. I have to make a ruling. I have to make a ruling on what was said. Just take your seat, honorable member. I am not wearing any political jacket, honorable member. The honorable member cannot imply that every time a ruling does not align with their personal views, and it is therefore biased. So there is no political bias. Honorable member, no. No, honorable member. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, can I have order in the house? Order, please, including Honorable Nashinge. Order, 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 honorable members. Order, everybody please take your seat. Yes, okay, okay. Okay. Honorable members, I have said this several times. We can make this house orderly or we can make it chaotic. You cannot, when you think that you are being disrupted, expect the presiding officer to rule the other person out of order, but when you are given an order by the presiding officer, you refuse to comply with it. Yeah, so why is that 15 there? What is that? Acting Secretary. Acting Secretary, what is the 15 minutes that's there? Honorable member, take your seat, please. Honorable member, take your seat, please. Take your seat, honorable member. You. Yeah. Honorable members, it is break time. So the House will now raise until 14 hours, 5 minutes. Honorable members, are there any notices of motions? Any notice of motions? Honorable Hengari, she's not here. Honorable Ausiku is not here.
The Prime Minister.
Honorable Ausiku, Sirka Ausiku, you have the floor, please. You have the floor.
Oh. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On the 2nd October 2025, I shall move that this Assembly debates and considers the following. That subsequent to the announcement of the November election results, the swearing-in ceremony of the President-elect and members of the National Assembly be held in January, and that the House further examine the implication and the impact of such proposed adjustments. I further move that this motion be referred to the relevant standing committee for broader consultation with stakeholders and the public and report back to the House. So I end.
Thank you. Can the honorable member table the motion? Yes, please table the motion, honorable member. Honorable Thomas.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable members. Good afternoon. Yes, I hereby give notice that on October 16, 2025, I shall move that this House to discuss and refer the matters to the relevant standing committee for investigation and a report back to this August House for debate and approve on how to recognize massacre in public school in terms of Article 20 of the Namibian Constitution. We recognize that the Namibian government respects all the languages in this country, but forgotten to respect the massacre community, such as myself standing here. The massacre community have had long time speaking Oshiwambo and other languages, which is a good, but forgotten to speak their own language. They now, most massacre have been here to much long period, despite that most have lost their heritage, language, and cultures I saw move.
Thank you, honorable member. Before you table, people are asking, where is that community?
One is here, I'm pointing here. I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
The massacre is in the part of Namibia here in Okongo.
In Okongo.
I think
okay,
can
the honorable member table the motion?
I think the Minister of Information knew about it.
Can the honorable member please table the motion? Yes, now we have any ministerial statements? Yes, Honorable Minister of ICT.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I wish to make a ministerial statement on the cyber crimes and importance of cyber security in the country, especially in relation to some of the cyber incidences we have experienced this year. Speaker, is it 3 minutes for a ministerial statement?
Let me confirm ministerial statement.
Oh, I see they've changed the time. Thank you, Speaker. I see it's 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to deliver the statement highlighting the dangers of online crimes and the importance of cybersecurity at individual and organizational level. Honorable members, the digital landscape has drastically changed over the years, shaping how people communicate, Our dependence on the use of ICTs poses risk to online crimes, and cybercrimes are a global phenomenon and borderless, and therefore there is a greater need for all of us at individual and organizational level to play our part in protecting ourselves. The National Cybersecurity Strategy and Awareness Raising Plan has been developed to promote safer online behaviors and instill a culture of cyber hygiene among different age groups. This strategy is implemented in partnership with South Essential IT and Lifeline Childline Namibia and UNICEF Namibia. Free physical and virtual cybersecurity creation awareness sessions are conducted in that regard. I therefore urge everyone to be part of this initiative to be equipped with the tricks on how to protect themselves online. Additionally, the Ministry and South Essential IT launched a WhatsApp bot. It's more like a chat bot on WhatsApp, and iSecure website as platforms to intensify cybersecurity awareness among our citizens. The National Reporting Portal for Child Sexual Abuse Material has also been developed in partnership with UNICEF and Lifeline Childline Namibia, as it allows anyone to anonymously report digitally abusive materials affecting children with the view of combating cybercrimes. The Ministry, in collaboration with its relevant stakeholders, is finalizing the National Child Online Protection Guidelines, or Toolkit, to provide guidance to children, parents and guardians and teachers on online risk and prevention strategies. I must emphasize that the roles and obligations of parents and guardians in this digital age should still prevail. Children should not remain online unsupervised. Most parents and guardians have no idea or pay no attention to what their children are doing or who they are talking to while online. Providing unlimited access to connectivity to children does not mean we are playing our parental role, but we should still exercise caution, as they are vulnerable and can be easily be manipulated and exploited. Let us observe our children's behavior, as there are always signs that a child is troubled for them to get help that they require. Honorable Speaker, we have also since established the NAMCERT, which is the Namibia Cyber Security Incident Response Team, which has recently published statistics on cybersecurity vulnerabilities and threats in the country. And the latest report is given to the Ministry of ICT dated 24th of July 2025, which indicates that from the 1st of January 2025 to the 30th of June, the NAMCERT has reported 1,103,784,000 cyber threats and 1,090,342 cyber vulnerabilities in Namibia. And I wish to expand a little bit on this. Cyber threats or cyber vulnerabilities are expected to happen. The moment you have a website, an online system, a network online, whether it's your home network, your work network, or any system that allows you to go into the internet, somebody's going to try to break in. It's like having a house or office building or a car. They are equipped with alarm systems for a reason. They are equipped with burglar bars and locks to be placed on doors and windows for a reason, because somebody will try to get in. So these statistics are a way to actually monitor the cyberspace. And NAMCERT does that job to monitor to see if there is a spike in the vulnerabilities we're experiencing, and therefore send out a message for companies, institutions, individuals like you and I to take the necessary precautions to keep our data safe and our systems safe. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, there has been a growing number of reported cases involving cybercrimes committed through the use of SIM cards, where individuals are often deceived through impersonation schemes and fraudsters gaining access to sensitive information, including obtaining one-time bank PINs to conduct fraudulent transactions. Many victims, including our pensioners and politicians, have suffered significant financial losses after being misled by fraudsters posing a representative from a financial institution. I must emphasize that the SIM card registration played an important role in assisting investigations involving telecommunication devices and strengthening the foundation of secure e-commerce and digital transactions. However, it is important to highlight that cybercrimes become sophisticated, and cyber fraudsters work hard to find loopholes in any system, just like how criminals would break into a house or a building equipped with modern security systems. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, lastly, because I see my time is running out, I'm skipping paragraphs. The Ministry of ICT has engaged our MNOs, which are our mobile network operators, and the regulator on this matter, who provided assurance that SIM cards are registered in accordance with legal requirements, and some operators have begun implementing SIM card fraud management solutions capable of detecting cloned or suspiciously used SIM cards, and others are building the necessary capacity and systems to effectively address SIM card cloning. The key message in this is that public awareness is critical, and as you might have noted, operators have begun sending various messages to the customers to actually just ask them to be alert whenever they get suspicious calls. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, at this juncture, I would like to provide an update on the laws and bills under the ambit of the Ministry of ICT, which I hope to bring to this parliamentary house in the near future. First will be the Data Protection Bill, which has since been discussed by the Cabinet Committee on Legislation, and the team is working on incorporating the comments for resubmission, and I intend to table this bill still in this current sitting. UNICEF is providing assistance to the Ministry to finalize the Cybercrime Bill, incorporating the adopted United Nations Convention on Cybercrime. The electronic signature regulations have since been developed in line with the Electronic Transactions Act of 2019 and are being certified by the Ministry of Justice and Labor Relations before gazetting. This will give recognition to electronic signatures. Additionally, the regulations on the accreditation of security services and products will also be included. The Communications Amendment Act has also been redrafted and will soon be resubmitted to the Cabinet Committee on Legislation. Lastly, regarding the Access to Information Act, nominations by non-governmental organizations for representatives to serve on the selection committee for the appointment of the Information Commissioner and his or her deputy have been received for my consideration after the advert had been placed in the newspapers, and I've since made an appointment of a substantive member of the selection committee as well as the alternative, and I've transferred that information to the Secretary of the National Assembly for consideration as she puts the entire selection committee together. Additionally, Cabinet approved the standardized online access to information data collection tool to gather data on information dissemination to the public by OMAS and public enterprises. And this is very important because we've also noted that we do have some gaps in the way we provide information, not only to the media or to the general public in general. And therefore, we have actually developed this tool to guide our public relations officers, our EDs, and the related institutional personnel to ensure that access to information is more streamlined and easily accessible by the public. The online access to information tool will contribute to improved service delivery, more inclusive governance, and ultimately socioeconomic development through increased trust, reduced corruption, and a more enabling environment for investment and innovation. Lastly, I would like to reiterate that cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. Let us all play our part in ensuring our safety in the cyberspace. Just like online, offline, or physical crimes occur, we encourage that online crimes should also be reported to the police for criminal investigations so that the criminals are brought to book. I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Honorable. Now, I would like to give the floor to Honorable Kantema before we pose questions that may be.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I rise to make a ministerial statement to apprise the honorable members on our Right Start program that was launched in August, and also to take you through the progress that you've made so far. Honorable members, the Right Start program shines a luminous beacon of hope and progress in early childhood development across Namibia. It started off as an awareness campaign, but then translated into a program that was approved by Cabinet in August and subsequently launched. Today, it stands as a comprehensive national program championing social behavioral change and orchestrating coordinated interventions for early childhood development. In this evolved iteration, the Right Start program is seamlessly aligned with our national development plans, fully owned and propelled by government. The government of the Republic of Namibia upholds an unwavering and profound commitment to honoring our commitment towards child welfare and their well-being. As a resounding affirmation of this resolve, this initiative is then led by the Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, together with the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, and the Ministry of Health and Social Services. With other words, we have three key ministries that coordinate the Process Steering Committee, supported by our development partners, UNICEF, the EU, and the Interteam, civil society, and private sector. Now, the Right Start is a key program under the broader ECD agenda, and it reports to the National Integrated Early Childhood Development Steering Committee. It's a robust strategic plan that we have circulated 2025 to 2030. I've circulated it to the table office, so it will be attached to the ministerial statement for honorable members to please familiarize yourself with this very important yet exciting initiative. And it also entails the monitoring and evaluation framework, uniting a diverse array of stakeholders around activities that embody 5 pillars. So the program is then based on nurturing care framework that entail 5 pillars. The first one speaks to good health that transcends merely from treatment of ailments. It embodies proactive prevention and holistic well-being. The nurturing care framework urges caregivers and communities to embrace critical elements such as immunization, routine health checkups, and disease prevention strategies, ensuring that children thrive in an environment that is safe and also that stimulates their physical activity. The second pillar, honorable members, speaks to adequate nutrition, demanding that families fully appreciate the life-sustaining power of exclusive breastfeeding. The strategic introduction of the complementary foods at the right moment, and the cultivation of balanced diet drawn from locally available resources. The third pillar speaks to responsive caregiving, drawing from the enduring truth that caregivers dedicate time. And I'm happy that I'm speaking after the Minister of ICT, who then took us through the importance of ensuring that we don't leave our children to be parented by the digital devices and also to become victims of cyber crime and those other issues that comes with digitization. Therefore, parents, we encourage them that you dedicate time, attentive engagement, and emotional warmth, because these are very crucial, fundamental care for the caregivers and to provide shelter. We equip parents with the knowledge that simply acts like talking, playing, singing, and attuned responses to a child's signals actively mold their brain architecture and build an unshakable emotional security. The fourth pillar speaks to opportunities for early learning that must be enshrined as an inalienable right, far beyond any notion of extravagance. Parents and communities are encouraged to understand that learning ignites from the moment of birth through joyful play, storytelling, exploration, and meaningful interaction. We challenge the outdated belief that education begins only at school doors, advocating instead for a paradigm where children with disabilities are seamlessly integrated into its inclusive early learning experiences. The last pillar speaks to security and safety. That we believe this forms the bedrock of a healthy development, indispensable for fostering resilience. Caregivers must recognize that harsh punishment, neglect, or hazardous surroundings can cause irreversible damage. We strive to reshape societal norms that tolerate violence or stigma, particularly against children with disabilities or those in vulnerable circumstances. The transformative practices we promote include positive discipline techniques, secure homes and schools, and responsive community protection mechanism that operates with speed, equity, and empathy. Thus, the Right Start program aspires to surround every Namibian child with individuals who deeply comprehend the critical importance of the early years, who possess the tools to provide the optimal foundation for life, who advocate relentlessly for high-quality services, interventions, and engagements in the best interest of the children. Compelling research affirms that every dollar invested in ECD generates an exponential return through superior health, education, and economic advancement. Honorable members, since the program's launch, we have then, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Information, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, started and spearheaded the school feeding program in ECD centers, where we anticipate to reach 3,866 ECD centers, translating to around 110,726 children. This feeding program is in collaboration with the World Food Program. The ministries have thus delivered a comprehensive training of trainers on safe handling, storage, hygiene, food preparation, and progress to monitor that it's done in a hygienic condition. In addition, since we started the program, we have started with a training, 7-week training that is to the caregivers, because we want to ensure that our caregivers are capacitated with the quality for us to provide the much needed caregiving support that is required. Thirdly, we have also launched a parental handbook for responding to violence against children, which is a clinical handbook for service providers that we have developed together with the Ministry of Health, Social Services, and also with the WHO. This is to create national standards and to assist especially the frontline workers to identify maltreatment, especially for violence against children. As stewards of this August House, as I conclude, I would like to encourage that you must partake in this important school feeding program, even by engaging parents, the ECD educators, so that we can also be part of that community raising the village. Over the next 3 months, I extend that we do this. I extend a warm invitation to immerse yourself in community activities at your locales that you find yourself. In closing, I would like to reiterate that by equipping caregivers with essential knowledge and illuminating their central role in childhood development, we are constructing an indomitable foundation for Namibia's future generation, one that promises enduring prosperity and resilience. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Okay, now I invite questions on the statements of the Honorable Ministers. First, let me follow the list of those who are asking for the floor. Honorable Hangula, followed by Honorable Shitana.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My questions are to the Honorable Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Honorable Theophilus. On your statement on cybercrime, I would just like to ask, currently, what are the measures that exist to authenticate personal identity? And also, in cases of identity theft, how can my information be authenticated against that of the person that committed the identity theft? The second question is the legal framework for protecting victims of cyber crimes, especially in cases where they are fraudulently entered into legal contracts? And my third and last question is, do these CCTV cameras that we see in public spaces, especially the public ones, not the private, do these cameras currently use facial recognition technology? And if so, where is this data stored, especially in the public sector, and how is this data used? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Shitana.
Thank you very much. And Minister of Information and Technology,
I don't want to do much on contribution since you said you are busy with a bill that needs to be in this house. So maybe I must just urge you to fasten so that we are with the current status where we are now, because we are in a serious problem, but we don't have any laws, we don't have any formulation how to deal with these things. So we are just on our own. And what I know is that if you are not speeding up, that things to be done so that it can reach this house, we are going to have a serious problem, and the 8th Parliament might be passed, that bill not passed, and the time are going and the things are coming in. That is the aging. Number two, it's there was those people who were arrested regarding the cyber things. So how do we? I know they were arrested and they were released. They were arrested and they were released. So how sure are you that maybe are they not doing the same things somewhere else under their ministry's back? So because it's very, very worrisome that they are released and they are on their own, but we don't have any information they are aware about. So it's something worrisome because they can be the one just zing-zanging with you. I leave that one. Minister of Gender, it's a very, very short question to you. What is your take on the kids that are selling in our streets? It's a concern because we are all influenced by somebody, and these kids are roaming around in the streets. Some they are playing with the other kids who are not from the well-off of families. So how are you going to deal with them, since it's Namibia and it's SADC and Africa? How are you going to deal with them? Because we need to fix this problem. It's going to cause a major problem to us. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Ndula.
Thank you, Speaker. Am I allowed to make a contribution, short one?
No, only to ask questions for clarification.
Okay, all right, let me convert them. All right, Honorable Theophilus, thank you so much for your ministerial statement. Now, in the form of a question, will it, there is an issue with some of the parents allowing excessive access to internet, whatever the age. Would this bill actually take care of that part? In fact, compel parents to desist from this very, very detrimental action. Sometimes it's apparently it's perceived to be caring and loving for the child, keeping the child busy, but we are causing more damage. And then secondly, will this bill also allow, or rather, facilitate that information on the dangers of excessive access of children to internet be done, or the dissemination be coordinated in a sort of a public in a PR fashion, that each community center or school has this information at hand, of course perhaps translated also in various vernaculars. Thirdly and lastly, is it possible to actually streamline the sales of SIM cards? For example, in Divundu, not only do some of the outlets charge $30 per SIM card, but then these outlets one wonders whether they are ever accredited distributors of these SIM cards, and perhaps, be a danger especially when we're trying to prevent the cloning and also minimize the too many bank frauds that Namibian citizen undergoes. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Lutuhezi.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the floor. Honorable Minister, let me commend you for this good initiative because our children always comes first. But my concern here is parents and caregivers who are unable to read and write. I hear you talking about a handbook that is going to be available. How are these parents, they are not left out so that they can also benefit from this good initiative? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honorable Kalola.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. This one goes to Princess. Oh, sorry. I'm the Prince, Honorable Emma. Having you, knowing you as a NASFAF beneficiary.
Honorable Kalola, that's unparliamentary. But proceed.
No, please don't stop abusing her.
So next time, don't do that. Just proceed,
okay,
honorable member.
Okay, having you, knowing you as a former NASFAF beneficiary, I hope you paid back your loan.
Is that the follow-up?
5 days ago, we received some news about a data breach at NASFAF. May you please tell us about that, because it's a very sensitive thing, because it exposes personal information for students, and you might be included. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, honorable member, so I'm not sure whether she's the correct person, but she would say that. I will call upon Honorable Kandorodu.
The issue of the cybercrime. How is our police officers in different stations across the country trained to investigate cybercrime activities? As we stand now, most of our police stations, they don't have even a computer at all. Completely zero, there is nothing. As a result, the computer literacy rate among our investigators, how is it? How is the collaboration between your ministry and the Namibian police and all those that are supposed to investigate, be it forensic, be it ACC, be it whatever, how capacitated they are across the country? Because all what I can see is telecom, MTC, MICTC, you are pumping money, putting towers across the country, making sure that we have accessible network wherever we are going. But then the issue of the cybercrime, how do we arrest it where we have a tower? The early child, on the early child care system, my concern is about the caregivers. They are on a run. The issue of compensation, they are grading in terms of their salary, because they go attend training, the ministry invests a lot of money in these people. They themselves, they also take off the opportunity to upgrade their qualifications, but because of the remuneration that they're getting from the ministry is very limited. As a result, they go. So the recruitment is continuous. Can the ministry also please look into their grading system in order to retain this very important sector of our society? I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Karonda.
Mine speaks to a statement made by Honorable Emma Theophilus, and it pertains to security, but as it relates specifically to us, the consumers. I don't know how much time all of us would need before we find out, for instance, that our accounts are cloned. I remember on Facebook, I got into a conversation with somebody who said they were Sophia Shaningwa. And so we started talking, and I asked what they did for a living, and they said things that made me realize that these people were actually not, who they claimed they were. And that's how most of our identities are stolen, and you end up believing that you're actually communicating with someone and then realize that this person is not what they say they are. How we protect it in that sense, and yeah, I think let me leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Nashinge.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My question, a few questions to the Honorable Minister of ICT. While at war with cyber warfare, I just wanted to understand, knowing very well that your ministry itself does not have capacity to engage and defend us, when are you going to make sure that you are capacitated and at that level of the entities that are falling under your ministry? The other one is that most of our entry points don't have access to internet as far as state is concerned. They are being taken care of by RFA and NAMRA, really, which is an embarrassment. At the Jose Akutako International Airport, Home Affairs is feeding on the internet provided by Namibia Airport Company, a state entity, and our security is at risk. You want to understand, we can help you. I'm raising it as a patriotic Namibian, and I truly think this has to end. You need to address it. State institutions should have secured internet connection of its own, not riding on other institutions' networks. The other thing is also to find out when are you going to find a way to compel all businesses and public institutions to provide internet connectivity to the members of the public wherever they go, be it the bank, be it even the club, you young people that are still doing clubbing, you should be having access to internet. When are you going to make sure that this is addressing agriculture, the green schemes? Today, agriculture is in modern countries with people that are serious. They are taking advantage of internet so that they have the right information and data as to how to deal with the agricultural activities. As we speak, your IoTs, there is nothing at this point in time. What is the plan? Are you engaging the right people to see how best we can go about it? The other thing also, we are spending a lot of money on towers, but network is almost not existing in many areas that are more important, especially the border posts in the southern part of the country. Police officers and everyone else, it makes it even difficult for them to communicate via WhatsApp. There is no internet connectivity, which create a risky situation for us. We are talking about oil and all that, so we are at risk. Are you aware of that? Are you looking into that? And how soon are we going to find a bit of a solution to some of these problems? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Now the ministers have 3 minutes each to deal with the queries raised, and I give the floor to Honorable Theophilus to respond. No, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. I'm very happy that we're engaged on the issues of cybersecurity. We should take an interest because they say that the wars of the future will not be fought physically any longer, They will be fought in the cyberspace, and all of us will be enlisted as soldiers. So we must take an interest, and I'm glad that we're engaged. Honorable Hangula, your questions around authenticating personal identity. If it's about your personal data in terms of your ID number and any others, that's the custodian of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And if there's any doubt, the police would have to go to Home Affairs, which holds that information to verify whether the person says who they are is who they are, or whether they are impersonating you as an individual. There are procedures to that, and there's a lot of case law where that has been successfully adjudicated. On the legal framework for fraudulent contracts, I don't know if it's online fraudulent contracts, but if it's fraudulent contracts in general, there's a lot of common law legislation that exists to ensure that we are protected as a consumer and as a citizen, and that applies also onto online spaces, because a contract gotten into through an online communication or physical, you don't have to be present. Even when you sign a contract, you can sign it, scan it, send it, and the other person signs it. The principles apply even on online spaces. So that is protected. The CCTVs, I don't know the ones you are referring to. Is it the ones by City Police and the NAMPO? Yes, they do have their mechanisms. I cannot say they've facial recognition or not. I do not know. Unfortunately, I do not work with the security sector in that instance. But because it's a public space, the idea is that any laws pertaining to you being in a public space and you commit a crime or you do anything contrary to the law, they have the jurisdiction to actually operate in that public area. And that is why you see them put up on lampposts and others. But I must also indicate here that there is no vacuum in the law. Yes, we want to introduce the data protection bill, we introduce the cybercrime bill. All of these are to strengthen the ever-changing environment of the technological space. But the principles founded in the current laws still apply. So if somebody commits an online fraudulent activity online, it still falls under the definitions of the fraud requirements as per the law. The modus of committing it is just outlined that it was committed online, but otherwise it still stands as a fraudulent activity. Honorable Shitana, you asked about fast-tracking the law. Definitely. You spoke about a case. I hope we're having the same case in mind, because you didn't specify which one. That case is actually still ongoing. Some people were released due to the weight of the evidence related to those individuals, but there are about 9 or 10 people still in custody who have not gotten bail. So that is still an ongoing case, and as you know, we can't discuss that in Parliament, but the mechanisms are there to hold those accountable. Honorable Mvula, age restrictions, most definitely. We can't restrict parents to allow their children to go on the internet in general, because e-learning happens through access to internet, access to information in general. So if a 3-year-old has the basics of actually knowing how to read and write, or a 5-year-old and can type something, we cannot limit them. The limitation comes on social media, and that is where we might consider in the law to put a restriction that a child cannot debut and have a social media platform, an account or a profile under the age of 13, for example. This is just an example. Trying to protect children from becoming victims to sexual exploitation and grooming and many other things happening online, especially when we know that some parents are not internet savvy. They don't know, how to use gadgets and so on, so they might not be able to assist with that. The bill you're talking about, I think it might be the Access to Information Bill. These guidelines are there. So once the bill becomes operational, the Information Commissioner and his or her deputy, this will definitely be covered. The streamlining of the cost and sale of SIM cards, it's something I'll have to check with the operators, but I know that these shops are usually accredited by the operators to resell, because there is no mobile shop for MTC or Telecom everywhere, for example. But also MTC has launched an eSIM, Paratus also has an eSIM. This is another way to have access to SIM cards instead of physically. The NASFAF data breach, yes, it's actually not a data breach, it's an internal error that happened on NASFAF, and therefore some information became online. However, NASFAF is being held accountable because they're supposed to safeguard that data of any individual that they come in interaction with. Honorable Speaker, can I please get 1 more minute to round up? Thank you. Honorable Kantorodu, no, you must ask nicely.
I'm allowing her to respond and be accountable.
Yes, and you must ask the speaker nicely. This thing of being rough on the speaker is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Honorable Kandorodu, the law enforcement is fully equipped. NAMPO has a cybercrime investigations unit. It's not, it doesn't mean it has to be present in every police station. That's not how it works. But the unit, once it's reported a case, it's like forensics. The forensics is also one unit. You don't have a forensics in every region. It's not practical. So they have a cybercrime investigations unit. It has capacitated with law enforcement agents that have been trained to deal with cyber crimes, and they are continuously strengthening the unit because, like any other crime, the criminals are getting smarter and smarter. Honorable Karonda, yes, we do have this global issue of fraudulent profile. This is at the discussions, even at the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, and at the African Union, to say that when you have your profile, duplicated and so on, you go through so many levels through the guidelines on the platform to report. Because remember, your metas of this world, your access of this world, your LinkedIn of this world are saying you voluntarily went onto the platform to create that platform. And when you are on there, you should follow the guidelines. So any user, whether it's authentic like you and I, or a fraudulent fake Emma Tiofele somewhere, should follow those guidelines. And they have reporting lines for you to actually report that account. But sometimes we don't get it right because these institutions are, one, from the West, two, they are multi-conglomerates that are even having budgets bigger than some countries in some of the world countries. So sometimes it's very difficult to actually hold them accountable in terms of actually strengthening their guidelines to protect citizens like you and I who have voluntarily gone onto their platforms to actually have the social media platforms to interact and to share memories and so on. Lastly, the question of Honorable Nashinge. I must inform you that the ministry has the full capacity through the NAMCERT to deal with these matters. Maybe you're not in the House when I read my ministerial statement, where we have flagged over 1 million cyber vulnerabilities and threats between January and June this year. So that demonstrates capacity in actually determining where there might be gaps and how we can close those gaps. And through the NAMCERT, we actually have sector-specific certs in the energy space, in the security space, and so on, to strengthen the response times to cyber incidences. I must indicate here that cyber incidences will occur, like any crime will occur. The issue is in the response and dealing with the cyber crime. So that is being strengthened so that the damage is controlled and that we're able to actually cater to some of those incidences and ensuring that they do not happen again. But like any other crime, it will happen because human beings are human beings, fraudsters are fraudsters, and criminals are criminals. The last question on the entry ports.
Yes,
this is the responsibility
please,
of...
she will try, because really, if I refuse to have the opportunity to respond, there was no point in you asking questions.
Yeah.
Yes, let her respond. Let's
Yes.
try to summarize the question.
Thank you. The question on the entry ports and the lack of internet there, when it comes to general connectivity in the country, that's the responsibility of the Ministry of ICT. When it comes to specific institutions of the state or private sector, it is up to them to make that available. What we have done through telecom is actually increase the access to fiber and bring them to closer as much as possible to an institution. So for example, if you have a constituency office somewhere, in any constituency, the 121 constituencies, we try to bring the fiber closer to the constituency. But remember, internet has a cost. Internet service providers, when they get internet service, somebody has to pay for it. The idea is that those institutions bring it then into their offices and buildings and actually make that service available. But in terms of bringing the connectivity closer to those areas, our commitment is still there as a Ministry of ICT to ensure that fiber reaches the far corners of this country. In terms of compelling institutions to provide internet, the ministry has considered this, but remember this comes at a cost. So if you have, for example, a bank that you say you must have access as you stand in the queue and so on and so forth, it also means that the operational cost goes up. Because unfortunately, we are not at a point yet where internet or technology costs are cheap. Our gadgets are expensive. The cost of the Equiano cable or the wax cable going through the ocean and landing in our shores at Swakopmund costs money, and therefore the cost will go up. However, we are engaging with public institutions like City of Windhoek to actually ensure that we have certain streets in the city that have free Wi-Fi, but remember, it comes at a cost. Somebody has to pay for it, and City of Windhoek will probably have to pay for it through their rates and taxes. So those are all the issues we are considering, so that when we say it's free internet access, you must also take cognizance that somebody will have to pay for it. But lastly, cybercrime and cybersecurity matters are important. When we bring the bills to Parliament, I urge the honourable members to support us wholeheartedly so we close the legal gaps that exist where that is concerned. Thank you,
Very
Honourable
good.
Speaker.
Thank you. Now, Minister Kantema.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
She finished.
Thank you, Honourable members.
Okay, Honourable Kantema.
Thank you. I would like to respond to the three questions that were posed on my ministerial statement, starting first with Honourable Shitana. Thank you very much for raising this issue. I want to respond by saying that there are two categories of the children. We refer to them as children living and working on the street. Firstly, you have children who are of Namibian nationals, and then of late we are seeing children from our neighboring countries. Now, starting with the children from our neighboring countries is that last year a cabinet high-level committee was established to mitigate and look at the plight. You may recall that around 200 children were repatriated last year, where they were based in Ondangwa, and sometimes you find that when they are taken back, they do come back again. So as a government, there is that high-level committee that's entrusted with the responsibility, because it then hinges on issues of immigration. That's why the multi-sectoral approach that this cabinet follows consists of these key ministries like Home Affairs, the Ministry responsible for gender, Ministry responsible for urban and rural development, because you find that there are also adults who are with these children on the streets because they are entrusted with that responsibility to take care of the homeless, and also the local authorities. I'm aware that the governor for the Commerce region in September called for a meeting that is at the technical level to discuss this very important issue that will then cascade to the high-level committee. It's to respond that we are looking into this plight. It's something that is also disturbing us. When it comes to children of Namibian nationals, we have different programs. Like I reported during my budget tabling or motivation, is that we do have a program that we round up these children and we take them to the Grace Block. We have a Grace Block daycare center where they are then incorporated to go to school, to go back to school. Those ones with psychological needs are then given that psychosocial support. Sometimes we have to let them through what we call a dry out period, and then when they are ready, they are reintegrated into their families. In addition to the Grace Block daycare center that we also have the farm Kokorus that is in Omaheke region. This year we've budgeted to renovate the farm that will serve as a rehabilitation center. This will then serve as a center where we take these young people, put them through programs so that they are able to be reintegrated in the community. So that is the program that we have in terms of the children living and working on the street. Coming to the question from my dear sister, the Honorable Lituhezi, on whether the parents will be given this training in their vernacular language. The Right Start program has a communication plan where we are going vigorously to use different mediums of communication, and radios in local languages will be part of this communication. And also, in addition, we'll be training up to traditional leaders, because caregiving, child protection, early childhood development is a responsibility of the entire community, and would like that at various levels of leadership that they are all involved. So they will not be left out. There will be local language radios all over, including also Radio Wato, the one in Karango. I would like to then close off with the question from Honorable Kandorodu on the remuneration. Honorable Kandorodu, we do not pay remuneration as a ministry, but what we have is that we provide subsidy. Now, the number of educators that are receiving subsidy as of April were around 3,256. Now, how do we pay these subsidies? The allowances are provided for in 3 different payment categories. First is $1,500 per month for us with basic ECD in-service training, and then an amount of $2,000 for educators with accredited certificate in ECD, and an amount of $2,500. This is for educators with an accredited diploma in ECD. The monthly subsidy is provided predominantly at a community-based ECD, including faith-based organizations and NGO centers, really with the main aim to subsidize the communities, especially where parents are not able to afford ECD payments. So it is a subsidy, it's not a remuneration. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hope
Thank you, Minister. Thank you. Now I am informed that other reports in paper, there is a report from the Minister of Justice who was not here at the time that I called that item. Is that correct? So can the Honorable Minister move? Yeah, no, he just, no, Honorable. Honorable, can you please table the, give notice, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I lay upon the table the annual report of the Office of the Judiciary for the year 2023-2024. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. May please table the report.
No discussion.
Thank you. Now reports from the Committee of the Whole Assembly and consequential proceedings. Any? None? Now we go to orders of the day. No, Honorable Member. Now the Secretary would now read the order of the day. The first note, yes, the Secretary, please proceed. No? The first notice of a motion is the one by the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Does the Right Honorable PM move that the bill now be introduced? Is that the bill? Okay.
Yes,
yes, please. Who seconds? Any objection? No. Okay, then it's agreed to. Will the Prime Minister please table the bill?
Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, table first. Honorable.
I table.
Yeah.
You mean like take it physically to give you?
Yes. For the bill, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, thank you. So next time, Honorable Prime Minister, you bring the bill. So now, then it's agreed to. The Secretary will now read the bill a first time.
Public Enterprises Governance Amendment Bill.
Does the Right Honorable Prime Minister move that the bill now be read a second time?
Yes.
I move. Honorable Prime Minister.
Yes, Comrade Speaker. I so move.
Any objections? No. Who seconds?
All of us.
Okay, agreed. The Right Honorable Prime Minister now has the floor to motivate the bill.
I see I have a lot of teachers. Thank you very much, inductees. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I think the background to this is that when Her Excellency composed her executive, the ministry formerly known as Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises was changed to Ministry of Finance, and therefore the public enterprises reverted back to their line ministries. So that's the context of this one. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I rise to move for the first reading of the Public Enterprises Governance Amendment Bill. Huh?
Just go ahead.
Oewa? Okay. Our second reading. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the amendments set out in this bill are aimed at reforming the governance of public enterprises in Namibia, primarily for the following three reasons. One, clarifying assigned powers, aligning shareholder and policy oversight roles, and enhancing efficiency and accountability. An important aspect of the bill presented to this August House is that it amends the definition of specified functions in the Principal Act 2019 from the Minister responsible for public enterprises to the Prime Minister. This will enable the Prime Minister to exercise system-wide and overall stewardship as the head of administration and government business in Parliament. The bill also aims to empower the relevant line ministers to have greater control over the respective public enterprises under their respective ministries, while retaining shareholder functions for the minister responsible for finance in respect of commercial entities. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, implementation of the Public Enterprises Governance Act 2019 revealed some practical challenges about role allocation and responsibilities, particularly between policy oversight, portfolio execution, and shareholder decision-making. The Public Enterprises Governance Act 2019 centralized many levers in the minister responsible for public enterprises, including governance directives, board appointment processes for commercial entities, approvals for plans, and dividend proposals. While that framework enabled initial consolidation of the governance principles, it has also led to delays, uncertainties, governance anomalies, and overlapping mandates that this bill now seeks to resolve. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the key reforms introduced by this bill include the following. One, across multiple provisions in the Public Enterprises Governance Act 2019, references to the minister is proposed to be replaced with Prime Minister. This will effectively place stewardship and performance oversight with the Prime Minister. The bill also states that the Prime Minister must exercise these functions in the best interest of the state and of each enterprise, and monitor and evaluate performance against clearly defined criteria. Two, a new provision allows the Prime Minister, with Cabinet's concurrence and by notice in the Government Gazette, to designate the relevant minister. In the event of any uncertainty, this will enable timely exercise of assigned mandates and avoid disputes and delay. The definition of relevant minister is therefore aligned accordingly. Three, the bill codifies the powers and duties of each relevant portfolio minister, including representing the state's ownership interest in entities under a particular minister's portfolio, appointing and removing board members, providing strategic direction, approving public enterprises plans and budgets, entering governance and performance agreements, and presenting annual reports to the National Assembly. The bill places the governance of public enterprises in the direct line of sight of the Prime Minister, such that the Prime Minister is empowered to intervene and assert leadership in the unfortunate event of a leadership crisis. Four, for commercial public enterprises and state-owned companies, the bill vests some core shareholder functions with the minister responsible for finance. These include appointments and removal of auditors, approval of major transactions and capital structure changes, dividend declarations, and material asset transactions. This would ensure fiscal coherence and protection of the state's equity and economic interests. Number 5, the bill refines the directive-making power to require concurrence, not mere consultation, on classes of contracts and brings the appointment and the removals of chief executive officers of public enterprises within the directive framework. The bill clarifies that the Prime Minister exercises public enterprise powers in the state's as well as the entity's best interests. The bill, number 6, the bill will seek to vest in the Prime Minister the powers to ensure directives concerning common standards of corporate governance of public enterprises, including directives on remuneration of board members and of senior executive management of the public enterprises. This will affirm the centrality of the Prime Minister's role in ensuring sound corporate governance, parity and uniformity among our public enterprises. 7, another key feature of the bill is that it now places the dividend policy approval with the minister responsible for finance, after scrutiny or advice by the Prime Minister and the relevant line minister. Agreements among the Minister of Finance, Prime Minister, and the relevant line minister may set dividend outcomes. If agreement is not reached, the Minister of Finance may direct payment in writing, balancing fiscal stewardship with portfolio input. 8, further consequential updates, including confidentiality, investment policy consultations, emergency temporary board appointments, and other alignments are provided for in the bill in order to ensure consistency with the new roles architecture and to ensure business continuity in the most prudent manner. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, these amendments build on the pillars of the 2019 Act, which provides for corporate governance directives, planning, discipline, performance monitoring, and restructuring tools, while resolving role concentration that the original text placed in the minister responsible for public enterprises. For example, under the Principal Act, the minister issued governance directives, approved plans, received dividend proposals, and triggered restructuring. The bill redirects these levers to the Prime Minister, relevant portfolio line ministers, and the Minister of Finance, respectively and collectively, in order to improve speed, clarity, and fiscal prudence. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the bill enhances legality and accountability by clarifying delegations. The amendments will strengthen the Cabinet's collective responsibility through the Prime Minister's stewardship, the shareholders' quadrails of the Minister of Finance, and the Minister execution, while preserving parliamentary oversight via annual reports to be laid before the House. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the amendments do not create any new institutions. The principal fiscal effect is improved dividend governance and transaction oversight, protecting the state's equity and aligning distributions with macro-fiscal needs. Administrative impacts are limited to revised workflows for plan scrutiny and approvals and are achievable within current structures. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as I conclude, it is notable that while the implementation of the proposed amendments will inevitably result in some workflow and administrative realignments and reassignments, the amendments will not result in any job losses in any office, ministry, or agency. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, these amendments clarify roles, accelerate decision-making, and will safeguard states' interest and value in our public enterprises. They will reduce duplication, moderate centralization, enhance fiscal discipline, and improve performance oversight without disrupting service delivery. I therefore commend the Public Enterprises Governance Amendment Bill 2025 to this August House and respectfully move that it be read the second time or the third time. At that time, I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Are there any discussions on the bill? Any discussions? Yes, Honorable Engari.
4x4. Yes, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. I rise on the strength of standing rule. It's just a joke. But I seek the indulgence of the House to have this particular debate postponed to next week, Tuesday.
Okay. Is that agreed? Next week, Tuesday? Okay. It's so deferred. Oh, yes. Then we... Okay, then the Secretary will now read the first order of the day.
Resumption of consideration of the performance assessment and post-election report for the Guinas constituency by-election.
When this assembly adjourned on Tuesday, the 7th of October, 2025, the question before the assembly was a report by the Honorable Deputy Speaker that the ECN's report be adopted. This item was deferred by Honorable Deputy Speaker to reply, and he now has the floor.
Okay. No, honorable members, it's just in fulfillment of the rules that I was presiding and I could not answer. But I think this is a post-mortem of an election that has taken place in Guinas. And as customary, it's required that after every election, ECN should lay upon a report. I think members have expressed the shortcomings, but over and all, the support for the report. I can't withhold my thanks for you, and therefore I say thank you very much.
Thank you. I now put the question that the Electoral Commission of Namibia's report be adopted. Any objections? Is any objection? Yes, Honorable Hengan.
Yes, thank you very much. I rise on Rule 83, which is privilege. I thought that there was general consensus with regard to this report and how, as a new parliament, we want to proceed with this report. And I think the position of this House was that this report be referred to the Committee on Constitutional, Legal Affairs and Petitions. And I wish, I wish the chairperson of that committee was here to just guide us, really, because I thought that was the general consensus.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member. Unfortunately, I was not in the House, but the procedure is that if after the members have made contributions and there are proposals and the sponsoring member does not in the reply indicate acceptance of the proposal and move for the referral, in this case of the report, and move for the referral of the report to the committee, it will not be possible for the presiding officer to refer it to the committee. So here, the honorable member responded, summarizing that there was agreement that the report should be adopted. And that is why I then called for any objection. And if there is an objection, the only avenue that is available to the presiding officer is to call for the division. Yeah, okay, so there is an objection. Then we say, okay. Okay, now we would have to confirm the quorum, secretariat. We ring the bell, first confirm and ring the bell so that we do the voting. So we have 58. So the quorum is confirmed. So now, but we are supposed to ring the bell still, isn't it? So let's ring the bell, please. No discussion when a pension has been called. Okay, 2 minutes. I think we have had 2 minutes now. So now we are proceeding with the voting, honorable members. We do have a voting quorum. It has been confirmed. And I would now like to invite those members in favor of adoption of the report to please rise. No. Only the voting members, they are sitting. When there is voting, there will be silence in the House. Which member is non-voting? Okay, are we done counting? Silence in the House. Honorable members, can the members now take their seats, please? Can those members against the motion please rise? Are you done counting, Secretary? Yes, the members please take their seats. Please take their seat. We are done counting. No, take your seat, honorable members. So how many can you bring? Honorable members, can you sit down? I will explain. I will explain. I will explain. I will explain. Yes, yeah. Honorable members. To finish the process before we can have any kind of discussion. Now, who are abstaining, please rise. No, honorable members, I'm asking. So none. There is no abstention. Okay, now can you give me the... Members, the results from the voting, those in favor of the adoption of the report, 32, those against the adoption of the report, 26, those abstaining, 0. Now, the rule, I was asking the Secretariat to tell me the number of the rule is this, that when, first and foremost, when, honorable members, can I please have the attention of all of you? Yeah. So, when the presiding officer calls for a vote, there will be silence in the House. When the voting starts, there will be no coming in of people into the chamber, and there will be no people going out of the chamber. So a person cannot come in the chamber, finding people standing in favor or against, and we demand that we should go and count that person. So those colleagues there were supposed to not allow people to come in when there is a vote. Yeah. So that is rule 151. No, it is in the rules. We had an induction course. You cannot say because we did not familiarize ourselves with the rules, we must make noise when people are voting. It's rule 1. It's rule 151 sub 4. After the doors have been locked, the presiding member, honorable members, can I be heard? Can I be heard, honorable members? Yeah. Rule 151 sub 4 says, after the doors have been locked, the presiding member must again put the question, whereupon the yes must rise and the no's must remain seated. The secretary, but you are not referring me. Yeah, a member may not enter or leave the chamber. That is sub 8. A member may not enter or leave the chamber, nor move from his or her seat until after the division has been taken and votes have been counted. So there is supposed to be silence and no movement, no coming in, no going out, no crossing across the floor. So please, so that is decided. Now the secretary. Just show the numbers. The secretary will read the second order of the day. Yes, on what point? No, there's no one on the floor. You can't make a point of that. Yeah, okay.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. A point of privilege. I just wanted to inform you that the outcome of this voting, it will be the November 25 elections.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that. What is that? Did the Honorable Nekundi withdraw that? Is the member withdrawing what he said? Honorable Nekundi, are you withdrawing? Because I didn't hear what you said, but you said this.
I just a point of privilege to inform the House that the outcome, which is very much free and fair, it will be the typical outcome of the 25th of November elections. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, now you are out of order. Now he's out of the order. Now a point of, he's out of order and we cannot comment out, ruled out. Point of privilege.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise on the strength of Rule 83, which is point of privilege, to indicate that on the 25th of November, Namibia does not have elections. The only people who will be voting are SWAPO members and SWAPO supporters. And on the 26th of November, the rest of Namibia will be voting for opposition. Thank you very much.
Okay, Honorable Member, you are also out of order. Honorable Lucato, I have a list here. I have a list here, point of privilege. Honorable Lucato, I have a list here. No, I have a list, point of privilege. Yeah, point of privilege.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the floor. I just raised on the point of privilege. Yeah, my point is this. According to the rules here, as stated in the rules, it states that non-voting members are not allowed to take part in the voting exercise. So now my question is that So now, why are they allowed to take part in voting?
Who participated?
Sorry?
Honorable member, what is the name of the MP that has no voting right that participated in the vote? What is the name of that member?
No, they are none.
No, no?
They are none. Yes.
Okay, you are out of order, honorable member. Honorable Kandorodu. Honorable Kandorodu.
I just need clarity. When we voted for the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, it was through the normal process of secret votes. And now we deviated from that system to under the three system where people do this.
By discretion.
How? Why? Which rule does make that provision?
Honorable member, that is out of order, and please wait. Honorable members, can I have, please, can we have order in the house? No, let me make a ruling. Yeah, no, we are operating on the basis of the rules. And I read the rule that governs the division of the house. The rule is very clear that the speaker would ask the members who are in favor to rise, not to vote in a what the rules are saying. They say we close the doors. First we ring the bell, we close the doors, no one moves. Those who are in favor rise, they sit. Those who are against rise, they sit, and so forth. So you are out of order, honorable member, with what you are saying. Honorable Nekongo? Okay. Honorable Ndingara?
I have just a small question to Honorable Nekundi. Just a small one on this matter.
No.
So I want to know.
Is it what is it?
No, sorry. I want to know.
Honorable, what is it?
Okay. The gist of the matter.
No, I want
the
to.
The gist
wait,
of the matter is.
I cannot hear him.
Yeah.
Wait. What is the matter, honorable? No, I cannot hear him. Let me listen to him.
Yeah. So I want to know.
What point are you raising on, honorable member?
On a point of privilege.
Okay.
Just to ask Honorable Nekundi, apart from just losing the vote, what other punishment? What other punishment must be imposed on those who have lost the election?
Honorable member, take your seat. So maybe the honorable member should ask what punishment must be given to members who abuse the point of order and point of privilege. Yeah. Maybe when we amend the rules, we must have a provision for that. Now, Honorable Theophilus.
Yes, to be removed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Mine is just on a point of privilege. I really did not hear the voting results and what then the ruling of the Speaker is to say what happens to the report. So I just was hoping we can get that clarity, the results, and now what happens to the report. I didn't hear that from the Speaker's ruling. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The results were announced. Front desk, can you bring the results again? I announced the results. I said those who are in favor are 32, who are against are 26, those abstaining, none, and therefore the report is adopted. Now we only have 5 minutes to go, and then the secretary will now read the second order of the day.
Second reading, Land Bill.
When the Assembly adjourned on Tuesday, the 7th of October, the question before the Assembly was a motion by the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform that the bill be read a second time. Honorable Karupu adjourned the debate, and he now has the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Since I was supposed to have 15 minutes, I don't know whether the Honorable Speaker will give me that 15 minutes to give my intervention, or I should postpone it.
Yeah, if you are not done by that time, we adjourn by automatic adjournment, and we continue the next day with you being the first one on the list.
So which means I can continue. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, fellow citizens. Allow me to add my voice to those honorable members before me on this very important bill. While I'm commending the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform, Honorable Dr. Inge Zamwandi Kamwi, and her team for working hard to formulate this crucial piece of legislation, I would like to bring the following observations under the attention of the Honorable Minister that amendments should be affected on the following. Number one, Section 6 of the bill referred to the constitution of boards. I am submitting to this Honorable House that no representatives of each community, I am submitting to this Honorable House that the representatives of each community conservancies in the country be included in the communal land board. I'm making this submission because conservancies in this country are legally recognized community-based natural resources management entities as per Nature Conservation Ordinance Act 1996 as amended. Honorable Speaker, community conservancies are playing a vital role in land stewards, wildlife management, and generating community benefits within communal areas of our country. My second submission, Honorable Speaker, is the power and functions of the board under Section 5 of which bill of this bill should be confined to the administrative functions of the communal land by facilitating applications received with the consents from the chiefs or traditional authorities to the ministry, and should not ratify consent and the cancellations of the chiefs and the traditional authorities on the communal land rights. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, fellow Namibians, Section 25 of the bill should read as follows, and I quote, "The power to allocate and cancel communal land rights should be vested, A, in the chief of that traditional community after consulting the traditional authority of the relevant traditional community, or B, where chief of that traditional community and the relevant traditional authority have so agreed in the traditional authority of that traditional community." End of quote. The sentence which reads, "subject to ratification by the relevant communal-led board," should be done away with in this whole bill. My submission here is in line with Section 22, subsection 1 of this bill, which reads as follows, and I quote, "Subject to this act, the ownership of all communal land areas vests in the state, and such areas are held in trust in the custody of the traditional authorities concerned." I want to underline that. Such areas are held in trust in the custody of traditional authorities concerned. End of quote. An asset put under the custody of an entity or body or person means that that entity has the authority to decide on that asset.
I want to submit that all the provisions in this bill which gives power to the Communal Land Board to ratify or set aside any decisions by the chiefs, together with their traditional authority, should be removed from this bill. I want to conclude my submission, Honorable Speaker, by emphasizing the importance of these institutions we call traditional authorities. These institutions were established at the creation of this planet by God Himself, in which He crowned or ordained the first ruler of His first folk. And since then, the heads of these institutions have exercised their inherent powers over their people and the territory that falls under their jurisdictions. Even when the Europeans had arrived in this country, they had found these institutions in place. The heads of these institutions are even the ones who started to resist against those intruders. Many of them shed their blood for this country. To deny them their inherent authority by placing it in the appointed board, I think it is not fair.
Absolutely.
I therefore want to submit to this august House that we should accord the deserving respect to these institutions that existed before any civil authority in this globe got established. That the chiefs should not be stripped of their inherent power. I implore us that we should draw lessons from our founding fathers and mothers of our state, who recognized, respected, and empowered our distinguished traditional leaders. With these submissions, I am requesting this Honorable House to, on behalf of our distinguished home pass, Fumu, Hambas, Mkwanailoas, Mneitenges, Ombaras, etc., and their respective traditional authorities, consider these amendments in this important piece of legislation. I so submit and support the bill with these amendments. I thank you very much for your undivided attention.
Thank you. The House will now rise on automatic adjournment.